It's October 1st, and that means we are 1 month into the fall sports season. Athletic Director John Wiley is here to tell us a little bit about Overlake teams and how they're doing. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Dave. We're pretty psyched at this point of the season. We're overall pretty healthy. Our teams are had a good month, off to good starts, and kind of are excited to see what this month brings.
Obviously, volleyball has a new coach, but a lot of expectations for the team returning to state. How are they looking so far?
Well, yeah, expectations are tough things for high school athletes, but Mindy McGrath is fantastic. She is as advertised. The reigning state coach of the year came to us from our friends down at Charles Wright. She's a great teacher here, and she has picked up where Justice left off. Last year, they're 9-1. They're 5-0 in league, which is a great number, and we're going to see Forest Ridge and Northwest this week, both on the road. That'll complete the first half of the league season. You know, we're undefeated, playing well. I believe we're 6th in state right now, and this is the most talented and deep group that I can remember watching playing here, and Mindy has them playing at a super high level.
As for girls soccer, you know, Sally's teams always seem to do well, and what was supposed to be a rebuilding year, the team's actually doing pretty well, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're rolling out about 7 freshmen. It's a great young group of kids, but they're also led by, you know, Ann Parsons-Proctor is one of the best players always on the field and one of the best players in the league, and has really done a great job leading by example as a captain. Jenna Lacey, the other co-captain, is very solid in the back as a junior. And you know what? They battled through the hardest schedule we playing Inglemore Redmond in September. Getting a draw with Inglemore was great. Playing Redmond tough for at least half that game was a big step. They played some hard teams, but at the same time they played well. You know, they got a nice 2-0 win over Bellevue Christian, who we play every year, last week. And that was a big step. They got a great shutout win over Bush in league. Now, our girls soccer league is built in 2 divisions, and we're an upper division team, which helps us come playoff time. Seattle Academy looks like the class of the league this year. They did beat us, but that's our only loss. We have this week will tell us a lot, though, because we have Bear Creek today at home. That's big, and then we're going to turn around and play UPrep later in the week. And we'll see where we stand after that, and at the same time, I feel like this team could really come on, especially considering how many underclassmen are on that field every day.
Boys tennis, boys golf, you know, they're kind of under the radar, but there's been some good performances this year.
Absolutely. In tennis, Jeff Loringer's crew is playing well. Again, strength of it being doubles, and there's a couple. You got to understand that the Emerald City League is the best league in state in tennis, both boys and girls. UPrep and Seattle Academy are ahead of everyone, but we're next, and we've beaten everyone else and beat them convincingly. So I feel like we can take that step. It might not be this season. You know, we might be able to squeak some guys into some state tournament play if we have a good run in the playoffs later this month. But this program's young. Although Evan Lauer is a fantastic captain, and I really think, and also we got to celebrate Jeff's 100th career varsity win. He's a very special coach, and all you need to do is go watch a practice, and you can kind of feel the energy.
Exactly.
And golf,
yeah.
Justin Prone took over this program, and I was real young a year ago, and suddenly we're still young, but we're really good. They lost 2 tiebreakers. We've never had to go down to the 5th golfer scorecard before in a match, but we've lost 2 ties. We've won the other 2 matches in league. So therefore, the league has tons of parity. We've already qualified 7 or 8 golfers for the tournament. Last year, we only sent 5, and we have a shot at even qualifying some JV guys to play in that end of season tournament. So it has been a great season so far out on the links.
Cross country, again, girls went to state last year as a team for the first time. How's cross country doing?
Cross country is doing well. You know, Colton Umberger is our interim head, and he's an alum, and he knows what it takes. And they have, again, the Emerald City League with some pretty tough competition, but we are hanging in the thick of it. And we've got a young runner, Ryan Bartlow, who has stepped up. He's also the captain of the boys team. He's only a sophomore. Great leader, and he's leading a pack of, again, younger players, younger athletes who are really stepping up. Some guys who play multiple sports and play them well. We're seeing great strides, literally. And on the girls' side, they're fast. We have a young runner who's very, very promising, who's out for the season, unfortunately, who's a freshman. But, Sophie Sharp, who got to state last year, is just crushing it. And she's right there in a tough league. At the last meet, that's over 100 or nearly 100 athletes in that meet. And she finished fourth. She's leading a good group. There's a ton of improvement. So we're excited. And we're going to Yakima. We're going to Yakima this weekend. So that's a big trip for us. It's a Sun Fair run in Yakima. It's been going on for years and years.
And that's got teams from all across the Northwest. It's not just local teams. There's teams from Montana, aren't there?
Montana, California, Idaho, British Columbia. There's just a lot of good runners this weekend, and our kids deservedly are going to be there. And we're excited. We're psyched about it. And I think from the standpoint of competing, we'll do just fine.
So if you need weekend plans, head over to Yakima. Check out our cross-country runners in a huge meet. So, Boys Ultimate.
Ultimate.
What do we got going on with that?
Another alum heading up our program this year. That's Andrew Gold, who's stepping in for this year. And he's done a great job. And if you haven't seen Ultimate this year, it doesn't look like years past. It looks a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, taking nothing away from the years past. It looks a little more athletic. They have been in every match, and they have been nail biters. And they got a key win over Bush last week. That was a great one to celebrate, because Bush has kind of had our number over the years. But close loss to Eastside Prep. Really played well. Been in all the games. They play the perennial powerhouse that is Northwest today. We'll see how that goes, but I can tell you they're psyched about it. Shivy and G are the captains. They're two seniors who've been through it, and they connect on some pretty spectacular plays, and it's fun to watch.
And the thing is, everybody thinks of Ultimate as being laid back, but I've seen those guys be pretty intense out on competition out there.
And I think that's been what's missing. Mm-hmm. And this crew, I think, brings just as much to the table from a competitive standpoint as any other athlete in any other sport this fall. So it's great. And there's a lot of Ultimate to play, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these guys develop.
What else have we got? Any other highlights coming up? I mean, we've got some special events coming up.
Oh yeah, well, we do. We have our volleyball cancer fundraiser, which is called Dig for a Cure, and that's coming up on the 10th. And we want to pack the gym. Everyone wearing pink. We play the South Woodby Falcons. Our volleyball team, again, 6th in state. We have a competitive JV and JVC games as well. We're gonna have a taco truck. We're gonna do some raffles, silent auctions. This is one of those events that brings your community together. We have parents who only come back for these events, and so it's fun to see them. And there's always seems to be a pretty intense game from fan perspective, because it's a loud gym, and that's coming up next Thursday, the 10th. The JV and JVC play at 4:30, yes, and the varsity plays at 5:45. So come out and see it. If you pick one date all fall, make it be this one. It will really help. This year it'll benefit Cancer Pathways, which is an organization we've been partnering with for a while with many of our families, and we're just excited to do something really positive that night.
Great. Excellent. Thanks for the updates, John. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Dave.